The truth about the 2026 Social Security increase. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Today, we're talking about something extremely important for seniors, retirees, and anyone planning for retirement in the next few years. The Social Security Administration has officially announced the 2026 Cost of Living Adjustment, also known as the COLA. And while the headlines are calling it good news, the truth is a lot more complicated. This update affects more than 71 million Americans, and the real impact might surprise you. So in this video, we're going to break everything down in clear, simple terms. How the COLA works, how Medicare premiums will affect your check, why retirees are still losing buying power, and the critical decisions you must make to protect your retirement income. If you're age 60 or older or already collecting Social Security, this is one of the most important videos you will ever watch. So please stay with me until the very end, because we're going to uncover some financial facts that most people never hear about, facts that could affect your income for the rest of your life. The increase is smaller than it looks. The Social Security Administration announced that the 2026 COLA will be 2.8%. On paper, this looks like relief. Any increase is good, right? But here's what the headlines don't tell you. A 2.8% increase equals around $56 per month for the average American collecting benefits. But before we celebrate, we have to look at what's happening on the Medicare side of things. Medicare Part B premiums are projected to jump more than $26 per month. That means your real increase, the money you actually take home, could be as little as $20 to $30 per month. And for some seniors, it may be even less, depending on income, penalties, or IRMAA surcharges. So while the COLA number looks decent, retirees are still struggling to keep up with rising costs. For many seniors, groceries, rent, utilities, and especially health care are increasing faster than Social Security can adjust. This is why so many people feel like they're falling behind, even when the government says benefits are going up. The truth is simple. The COLA is not keeping up with the real cost of living for older Americans. The hidden loss of buying power. Title: Seniors are losing ground. Every year. This next part is something most people never hear about, but it explains why so many seniors feel like their Social Security check doesn't go as far as it used to. Between 2010 and 2024, Social Security benefits lost 20% of their buying power. Let's break that down in real numbers. If you retired in 2010, you would need an additional $370 every month today just to buy the same goods and services you bought back then. That's $4,443 per year of lost value. Gone. Why is this happening? Because the costs that seniors face, especially health care, are rising faster than overall inflation. The COLA is based on an outdated formula that doesn't reflect the real expenses of older adults. Most retirees aren't spending money on new cars or electronics. They're spending money on prescriptions, doctor visits, utilities, food, and housing, all categories that have increased dramatically. So while the COLA tries to help, it's not enough to make seniors whole. And this is why planning ahead is more important than ever. Why timing your Social Security matters. Title: Claiming early could cost you for life. Now, let's talk about one of the biggest financial decisions you will ever make: when to claim Social Security. Most people claim at age 62 because they think, I've worked hard, I deserve this money now. And that's understandable. But claiming at 62 comes with a permanent 30% reduction for the rest of your life. Here's an example. If your full retirement age benefit at 67 is $2,000 per month, claiming at 62 means you'll receive only $1,400. That's a $600 per month loss every month for the rest of your life. On the other hand, waiting until age 70 increases your monthly benefit by 8% per year. That same $2,000 benefit becomes $2,480 at age 70, an extra $480 per month guaranteed for life. It's natural to think, but I get money for 8 extra years if I start at 62. And yes, that's true. But here's what the math shows. The break-even age is about 78 to 80. Most people live beyond that. According to Census Bureau data, a 62-year-old man today can expect to live 21 more years. A 62-year-old woman may live 24 more years. That means the majority of Americans actually come out ahead, often by hundreds of thousands of dollars, if they delay claiming. The break-even point explained, simply titled, When Waiting Actually Pays Off. Many retirees hear about the break-even point, but the idea can feel confusing. So let's break it down in the simplest way possible. If you claim at 62, you start receiving money earlier, but because the monthly amount is permanently smaller, someone who waits until 70 will eventually catch up to your total, even though they start later. The point where the total dollars equal out is usually around age 78 to 80. And here's the key. Most Americans today live well beyond 80, especially if they're already in their 60s and generally healthy. This means people who claim early often receive much less Social Security over their lifetime. And this difference is not small. It can add up to $100,000 to $200,000 or more in lifetime benefits. And remember, Social Security is adjusted for inflation every year. So the larger your starting benefit is, the bigger your COLA raises will be in the future. A higher benefit later in life is incredibly important because retirees typically face higher healthcare costs, higher prescription costs, higher insurance premiums, higher long-term care costs. In your 70s and 80s, expenses often rise, not fall. That's why increasing your monthly benefit can make your later years more financially secure. Understanding this break-even point helps many retirees make smarter decisions about when to file. The Marriage Factor title, How Your Decision Affects Your Spouse for Life. Here's something that almost no one explains clearly. If you are married, your Social Security claiming age doesn't just affect you. It affects your spouse for the rest of their life. When one spouse passes away, the surviving spouse keeps only the higher of the two Social Security benefits. This means one check disappears forever. So if the higher earning spouse claims early, the household is locked into a smaller survivor benefit for the rest of the surviving spouse's life. And since women on average live longer than men, many widows end up living on the reduced benefit for 10, 15, or even 20 years. This is why financial experts recommend the following. The higher earner should delay until age 70 whenever possible. The lower earner may claim earlier if needed. This strategy does three important things. It provides income earlier through the lower earner's check. It maximizes the benefit for the higher earner. It guarantees the surviving spouse receives the maximum possible monthly payment for life. Let's look at an example. Higher earners full benefit at 67, $2,200 per month. If they claim at 62, $1,540 per month. If they wait until 70, $2,728 per month. Now imagine the higher earner passes away. The surviving spouse receives $1,540 if claimed early versus $2,728 if claimed at 70. That is a $1,188 monthly difference every month for life. That $1,188 could be the difference between living comfortably or struggling to pay rent, groceries, or medical bills. This is why Social Security experts say your claiming decision is not just about your life expectancy. It's about your spouse's financial security. When claiming early does make sense. Title: Situations where taking benefits at 62 is the right choice. Even though waiting often gives the best financial outcome, claiming early at 62 can be the right choice in several situations. Let's go through them so you know exactly where you fit. 1. Serious health issues. If you have medical conditions that may reduce your life expectancy and you don't think you'll live into your late 70s or 80s, claiming early can be the smart move. You want to receive what you can while you can. 2. You truly need the income. If you cannot pay your basic expenses, housing, food, medical care, and Social Security is your only option, then claim when you must. Financial survival always comes first. 3. You are the lower earning spouse. Sometimes it makes sense for the lower earner to start benefits early, while the higher earner delays to age 70. This brings income into the household now while protecting the future survivor benefit. 4. You plan to stop working completely. If you are fully retired and living on a small budget, taking benefits early can help stabilize your finances, as long as you are aware of the long-term trade-offs. 5. You have no dependents or spouse relying on your benefits. If no one depends on your future survivor benefit, the risk of reducing it is smaller. The key message here is this: there is no one-size-fits-all answer. You must choose the strategy that aligns with your health, income needs, marital situation, and long-term plans. The earnings limit can reduce your benefits. Title: What happens if you work while claiming early? One of the most misunderstood parts of Social Security is the earnings limit. This rule only applies if you claim benefits before your full retirement age, usually between 66 and 67, depending on your birth year, and you continue working. Here is how it works. In 2025, for every $2 you earn above $23,300, Social Security will deduct $1 from your benefits. This means if you continue working full-time or earning a moderate income, your Social Security check could be reduced dramatically, in some cases nearly wiped out, until you reach your full retirement age. Let's look at a simple example. If you claim at 62 and collect $1,400 a month, but you earn $35,000 a year from your job, you would exceed the earnings limit by about $11,700. Social Security would reduce your benefit by roughly $5,850 for the year. That's nearly 4 full months of benefits lost. The good news is that once you reach full retirement age, the earnings limit disappears completely. You can work as much as you want, earn as much as you want, and your Social Security benefits will not be reduced. But until that age, your income matters, and many retirees don't realize this until they see surprise deductions in their checks. Why ages 67 to 70 are the golden years of growth title. Guaranteed 8% increases with zero risk. Now let's talk about one of the most powerful and overlooked opportunities in retirement planning. If you reach your full retirement age, usually 66 or 67, and you choose to delay claiming, your Social Security benefit grows by a guaranteed 8% per year until age 70. This increase is automatic, risk-free, and backed by the government. No investment in the stock market can offer a guaranteed 8% return every year without any possibility of loss. Let's look at a simple example. Benefit at 67, $2,000 per month. Benefit at 68, $2,160. Benefit at 69, $2,332. Benefit at 70, $2,480. That's an increase of $480 per month, every month, for the rest of your life. This is why the period between ages 67 and 70 is often called the golden window. There's no other time in retirement where you can earn such a high, guaranteed increase by simply waiting. If you have savings, investments, or retirement accounts you can use during this window, the reward can be enormous. A tax strategy. Most seniors never hear about title. How waiting can save you thousands in taxes. Here's something that surprises many retirees. Your Social Security benefits may be taxed depending on your total income, but delaying your benefits can create a unique opportunity. Between age 62 and age 70, you can use your other retirement savings, such as IRA or 401k withdrawals, to keep your income within lower tax brackets. If you delay Social Security until 70, you may also have the opportunity to do Roth conversions during your 60s. A Roth conversion means moving money from a traditional IRA to a Roth IRA. You pay taxes up front while your tax rate is still relatively low, and then enjoy tax-free withdrawals later in life. This strategy works because Social Security income is taxed differently. Roth IRA withdrawals don't increase your taxable income. You avoid required minimum distributions, RMDs. Later, you can reduce lifetime taxes by tens of thousands of dollars. In many cases, retirees who delay Social Security and use strategic withdrawals during their 60s end up paying far less in taxes over their lifetime. Most people never hear about this, but it can be one of the most powerful retirement strategies available. The shocking reality. Most people make the wrong choice title, only 10%. Wait until age 70. Here's the part that surprises almost everyone. Despite all the benefits of waiting, less than 10% of Americans delay claiming Social Security until age 70. That means 90% of retirees are leaving huge amounts of money on the table, often 100,000 to 200,000 or more over a lifetime. Why? Because people make this decision emotionally, not mathematically. They think, I've worked hard, I deserve it now. Or, what if Social Security runs out? But here's the truth. Even if the Social Security Trust Fund is depleted in 2034, which is the current projection, benefits will not disappear. The system will still pay about 83% of benefits from ongoing payroll taxes, and even with a 17% reduction, a person who waits until 70 would still receive more than someone who claimed at 62. Let's repeat that. Even in a reduced benefit future, delaying still pays off for most retirees. The real danger isn't Social Security running out. The real danger is claiming too early and locking yourself into a permanently reduced benefit for the rest of your life. What you must do. Next title: Simple Steps to Protect Your Retirement. Now that you understand the rules, the risks, and the strategies, here are the steps every retiree should take. 1. Create your My Social Security account. This gives you accurate estimates for each claiming age. 2. Review your full financial picture. Look at savings, investments, pensions, housing costs, healthcare needs, and monthly expenses. 3. Discuss your claiming strategy with your spouse, especially important if one spouse earns more. 4. Consider delaying until 70 if possible. The lifetime benefit is often dramatically higher. 5. Talk to a financial advisor if needed, especially if you're unsure about taxes or Roth conversions. 6. Don't wait until the last minute. Every year you delay planning is a year of lost opportunity. By taking these steps, you protect yourself, protect your spouse, and give yourself the best chance at a safe, comfortable, financially secure retirement.